I got an American cuisine cookbook, which, when unwrapped, I found out was I Hear America Cooking by Betty Fussell. In this book, Fussell categorizes old and historic American recipes by the people, culture, and region they are commonly associated with. The section that caught my eye was Section 5, Trappers and Milkers, the Great Lakes of the Midwest. Each section includes illustrations and photos as seen here. This is a photo of a picnic of a German women's chorus from Milwaukee in 1892. There are lots of interesting historical anecdotes for each subsection of this section. The section I was drawn to most due to my German heritage was Chapter 19, Sweet Sours, which talks about the sweet and sour cuisine of the Germans in the Midwest. I chose to make rhubarb bread, shown here. As with each recipe, there's a short story for this. This recipe comes from a collection of historical recipes published by the Heritage Hill State Park in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Fussell muses that since the book contained 2 rhubarb bread recipes, this dessert bread may be as common as banana bread elsewhere in the country. I've never encountered it here in Iowa, but I love rhubarb desserts, so I thought I'd give it a try. Here are the ingredients, including diced rhubarb, thawed from frozen, that I had this from excess this summer, white sugar, butter, brown sugar, eggs, flour, baking soda and baking powder, sour milk, vanilla extract, and chopped nuts. First, you sprinkle the 1.5 cups diced rhubarb with a cup of white sugar. Let that sit while you mix the rest of the bread up. Also, stir 1 cup milk with a teaspoon of white vinegar and let that sit for 10 minutes to create sour milk. Then I took 1.5 sticks of butter, softened, and mixed with a cup of brown sugar and 4 eggs. Once that was fluffy and creamy, then you mix in a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking powder. Then you add flour and milk in alternating steps, stirring as you go. And then you stir in the vanilla and chopped nuts. I used and chopped pecans, though the recipe called for walnuts. Then I stirred in the rhubarb, as well as then I mixed it all together and put it in a buttered pan. It called for 2 loaf pans, but I made a larger pan for the whole batch. Then you bake it at 325 for 45 to 60 minutes. It took a bit longer for mine to be fully done like this, probably just because of the size of the pan. So once it's done, it looks like this. I let it cool, took it out and sliced it, enjoyed it. It really is a sweet bread, but not overwhelmingly so, because the pecans and the tartness of the rhubarb really break that flavor up. It was very moist, easy to eat. I would recommend this to anyone with a bumper crop rhubarb.